Every human being walking on this earth carries a silent greatness within them, a greatness that is not defined by what they have accomplished, but by what they were created to become. Most people never rise to meet this greatness because they live their lives trapped inside the limitations of fear, culture, expectations, and past experiences. But deep in the human spirit lies a voice that never stops calling. It whispers in the quiet moments, it stirs during frustration, it rises in discomfort, and it becomes loud whenever you settle for less than what you were destined to be. This voice is the voice of purpose. It is the original blueprint of your being. And no matter how far life has pushed you, no matter what storms you have survived, the voice does not die. It waits, it pulls, it pushes. It keeps reminding you that there is a version of yourself the world has not met yet. You were created with intention. You were designed to solve a problem, to illuminate darkness, to carry a unique expression of purpose that no other person on earth can replicate. This is why comparison is an insult to your design. You cannot compare your destiny with anyone else because no one else carries what you carry. No one else has your exact combination of gifts, experiences, passions, strengths, weaknesses, and perspectives. You are an original. You are distinct. You are crafted with purpose. And until you understand that uniqueness is not something to hide but something to honor, you will continue shrinking yourself to fit into environments too small for your calling. There is something profound about realizing that you were born for impact. You were not born merely to attend school, find a job, pay bills, and eventually die. You were born to bring something into the world that was missing before you arrived. You are not here to consume life, you are here to contribute to it. Your existence is evidence that there was a deficiency in the earth that only you could address. Every gift you possess, every talent you carry, every dream that burns within you is a clue to the purpose you were designed to fulfill. But greatness is never automatic. It must be discovered, developed, and released. Every seed has the potential to become a forest, but only if it is planted, protected, nourished, and given the chance to grow. In the same way, your potential is limitless, but only if you take responsibility for cultivating it. That means becoming a student of your own life. You must study yourself. You must analyze what moves you, what angers you, what inspires you, and what gives you energy. These are signals from your purpose. You must pay attention to the moments you feel alive, the work that doesn't feel like work, the dreams that refuse to disappear. Purpose does not hide, it whispers. But many people are too distracted to hear it. Life's distractions are often disguised as responsibilities. People get busy surviving, and they forget to live. They work tirelessly to meet expectations the world placed on them, instead of the expectations their Creator placed within them. They allow culture to define success instead of purpose. They allow family traditions to determine their future instead of their inner calling. They allow fear to dictate how far they go instead of faith. But survival is not the same as living, and comfort is not the same as destiny. Many people choose comfort over calling, and as a result, they spend their lives wondering why they feel empty even when nothing seems wrong. There is a difference between existing and becoming. Existing means going through the motions without direction. Becoming means living with intention, growing with purpose, and evolving into the highest version of yourself. Becoming requires courage. It requires risk. It requires saying yes to the unknown, yes to discomfort, yes to growth, yes to transformation. You cannot become who you were created to be while staying who you are. Your environment plays a powerful role in shaping or suppressing your greatness. Some environments nourish your spirit, others suffocate it. Some relationships push you forward, others hold you back. Some conversations elevate your mind, others drain your energy. You must become intentional about the voices you allow near your destiny. If you surround yourself with people who fear growth, you will doubt your wings. If you expose your dreams to small minds, they will shrink your potential to match their own limitations. And if you allow negativity to shape your thinking, you will sabotage your own purpose with your beliefs. The truth is, you cannot rise while staying connected to what keeps you low. There are people who belong to your past but cannot fit into your future. Not because they are bad, but because they do not carry the capacity to walk with you into your calling. Some relationships are assignments for a season, not a lifetime. And when that season ends, you must have the courage to let go, because destiny requires separation. Every elevation demands that you lighten your load. Birds cannot fly while carrying unnecessary weight, and neither can you. There will be times in your journey where you feel alone, misunderstood, abandoned, or isolated. Do not despise these seasons. They are not punishment, they are preparation. Solitude is a sacred classroom. It is the place where clarity is born. It is where your inner voice becomes louder than the noise around you. It is where you hear your calling with greater accuracy. It is where growth takes place, where strength is developed, where your roots go deeper. Never fear isolation. It is the birthplace of revelation. Your greatness is connected to your identity. Until you know who you are, you will always lie beneath your potential. The greatest tragedy in life is not death. It is a life lived without discovering who you truly are. Identity determines behavior. If you believe you are insignificant, you will live small. If you believe you are unworthy, you will settle. If you believe you are powerless, you will never pursue your calling. But when you understand your identity, that you were created intentionally, designed purposefully, equipped sufficiently, and destined for impact, you begin to live differently. You stop apologizing for your greatness. You stop minimizing your abilities. You stop hiding your voice. You stop bending to fear. You begin to walk with confidence because you understand that purpose gives you permission to exist boldly. Everything you have been through in life was part of shaping your identity and preparing you for your assignment. The failures taught you resilience. The betrayals taught you discernment. The losses taught you gratitude. The delays taught you patience. The disappointments humbled you. The pain stretched you. Nothing was wasted. Even the parts of your story you wish never happened are woven into your destiny. Purpose takes broken pieces and transforms them into power. Nothing you survived was random. Each moment shaped you into the person your future needs. The greatest battle you will ever fight is the battle within yourself. It is the war between who you are and who you were created to be. Between your fears and your potential. Between your past and your future. Between your doubts and your faith. Between your comfort and your calling. The battlefield is the mind. Your thoughts determine the direction of your life. If you think small, you will live small. If you think fearfully, you will live fearfully. If you think like a victim, you will live defeated. But the moment you renew your mind, your life begins to transform. You must challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. You must break free from the limitations placed on you by culture, family, trauma, and past experiences. You must start thinking according to your purpose, not your fears. Greatness requires discipline. Dreams without discipline remain dreams. Purpose without habits remains potential. You cannot become extraordinary with ordinary routines. The future you want requires consistent effort, intentional growth, and daily investment in your development. You must cultivate habits that align with your destiny. Reading, learning, practicing, thinking, planning, meditating, refining. Consistency is the foundation of transformation. You must also understand that your purpose is not for you alone. Your greatness is meant to serve others. You are an answer to someone's need. You are a solution to someone's problem. You are a voice for someone's silence. You are a light for someone's darkness. You were designed to impact. And until you begin serving others with your gift, you will never feel fulfilled. True purpose flows outward. A river that does not flow becomes stagnant. A life that does not serve becomes empty. Purpose also demands bold action. You cannot think your way into greatness, you must act your way into it. You must take steps even when you feel afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite fear. Every great person you admire began with uncertainty. They did not feel ready. They did not have guarantees. But they moved anyway. Action creates clarity. Movement reveals direction. Destiny unfolds one step at a time. You are standing at the edge of who you are and who you were created to be. And the world is waiting for you to choose the higher version. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. You were not created to follow. You were created to lead. You were not created merely to exist. You were created to become. There comes a turning point in every person's life where something inside them refuses to settle any longer. It may happen quietly or it may happen dramatically, but it always comes. A moment where you realize that the life you have been living is too small for the greatness you carry. A moment where you understand that you have been operating beneath your true capacity, repeating patterns that have outlived their purpose, carrying identities that no longer reflect the person you are destined to become. This moment is sacred. It is the awakening of purpose. It is the stirring of destiny. It is the beginning of your transformation. Transformation does not start externally, it begins internally. Before anything changes around you, something must change within you. The environment you desire, the opportunities you seek, the success you envision. All of it is waiting for the person you are becoming. You cannot attract what your current mindset repels. You cannot walk into a future that your internal identity rejects. Your life cannot rise higher than your belief about yourself. This is why the first step toward unlocking your greatness is not action. It is revelation. You must see yourself differently. You must think differently. You must believe differently. You must decide that you are more than your circumstances, more than your past, more than your fears, more than your failures, more than the opinions others formed about you. When you begin to shift internally, something profound happens. The same situations that once frustrated you begin to reveal lessons. The same people who once limited you lose their power. The same challenges that once discouraged you begin to strengthen you. Because a transformed mind sees everything differently. It sees pain as preparation. It sees obstacles as training. It sees delays as protection. It sees challenges as classrooms. It sees rejection as redirection. When you have a revelation of your identity and purpose, life stops happening to you and starts happening for you. But transformation is uncomfortable. It requires leaving familiar patterns behind. It requires unlearning old beliefs. It requires stepping into uncertainty. It requires facing the fears you have avoided. Growth is painful because it demands that you surrender the version of yourself that feels safe. The old version of you is familiar, even if it is dysfunctional. But the future version of you is unknown, even if it is glorious. This is why many people resist transformation. They prefer the comfort of familiarity over the risk of becoming. But nothing extraordinary grows in comfort. Comfort suffocates potential. Comfort kills dreams. Comfort locks greatness inside cages. The life you want is on the other side of everything you fear. There is a battle you must win if you want to step fully into your purpose. It is the battle between your old identity and your true identity. Your old identity is shaped by experiences, pain, fear, trauma, culture, and other people's expectations. Your true identity is shaped by purpose, vision, gifting, destiny, and divine intention. These two identities will pull at you in opposite directions. One will try to keep you safe, small, and predictable. The other will call you into courage, expansion, and impact. And you will have to choose which identity to surrender to. The choice determines the entire trajectory of your life. Part of this transformation is understanding that you are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what is inside you. Many people allow their past experiences to limit their future. They carry old wounds into new seasons. They carry old insecurities into new opportunities. They carry old disappointments into new possibilities. But your past is a chapter, not the whole story. Your mistakes do not cancel your purpose. Your failures do not disqualify your destiny. Your struggles do not weaken your identity. Purpose is stronger than pain. Destiny is stronger than doubt. Calling is stronger than circumstances. You must forgive your past. You must release the weight of old memories. You must let go of the mistakes that haunt you. You must break the emotional agreements you made during times of pain. You must stop allowing old experiences to define new realities. You cannot walk into your future while holding hands with your past. Forgiveness is not about approving what happened. It is about freeing yourself from the prison of the past. You cannot rise while chained. Your purpose needs both hands. Another essential part of unlocking your greatness is learning how to protect your vision. Vision is fragile in its early stages. It must be kept away from negative voices, small thinkers, doubtful minds, and people who lack imagination. The people around you affect your altitude. Some will fuel your fire. Others will extinguish it. Some will celebrate your growth. Others will be threatened by it. Not everyone deserves access to your ideas. Not everyone is qualified to speak into your destiny. Some people can only see you through the lens of your past. They cannot perceive the future version of you. And if you keep exposing your vision to people who only know your history, you will slow your progress to match their expectations. You need relationships that align with your destiny. You need voices that challenge you, push you, stretch you, and believe in you. You need people who speak life into your dreams, not death. You need people who remind you of your identity when you forget it. You need an environment that nurtures greatness, not one that suffocates it. Learn to recognize the difference between those who feed your spirit and those who drain it. Your circle determines your speed. Your relationships determine your rise. Sometimes the biggest obstacle to greatness is not other people. It is your own fear of stepping into the unknown. Many people have a vision, but they lack movement. They have ideas, but they lack action. They have passion, but they lack discipline. They wait for perfect conditions, perfect timing, perfect opportunities. But perfection is a myth. Destiny does not come to those who wait for clarity. It comes to those who move with courage. You must take steps even when you are unsure. You must act even when afraid. You must move even when the path is not fully visible. Purpose unfolds through movement. The first step always unlocks the next. You have inside you everything required to become the person you were born to be. But potential means nothing if you do not activate it. The world is full of people with unused talent, unspoken ideas, unlaunched dreams, unfinished visions, and untapped potential. You must decide that you will not leave this planet full. You will not die with your greatness inside you. You will not let fear steal your assignment. You must commit to releasing everything that was placed within you. A seed that never grows is a tragedy. A human being who never becomes is a greater tragedy. You must also develop emotional resilience. Destiny requires strength. Purpose requires endurance. There will be storms, losses, betrayals, misunderstandings, and seasons of waiting. These things do not happen to discourage you. They happen to develop you. A tree only becomes strong because of the storms it survives. You only become strong because of the challenges you conquer. Do not see adversity as the enemy. See it as your training partner. Every difficulty you overcome builds the muscles required for your destiny. You will face moments where you question yourself, moments where everything seems slow, moments where doors close, moments where people doubt you, moments where you feel alone, Moments where your vision looks impossible. These moments are universal. Every person called to greatness goes through them. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. The vision is not failing, it is forming. The delay is not denial, it is development. The silence is not abandonment, it is alignment. The darkness is not the end, it is the womb of rebirth. You must embrace patience. Purpose unfolds at the speed of maturity, not desire. There are things you want right now that your character is not ready to handle yet. There are opportunities that would crush you if you stepped into them too early. There are stages you dream of that require a version of you that does not exist yet. Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is the process of becoming. You do not wait for the vision waits for you. One of the most powerful truths of purpose is this: everything you need is already inside you. People look outside themselves for permission, validation, approval, and direction. But your assignment is written into your spirit. Your gift is your guide. Your passion is your compass. Your restlessness is your signal. Your creativity is your language. Everything you need has been placed within you because the Creator never gives an assignment without supplying the gifts necessary to fulfill it. You lack nothing. You simply must develop what you have. This development is your responsibility. It will not happen accidentally. You must choose growth. You must feed your mind. You must sharpen your gift. You must invest in your skill. You must discipline your habits. You must regulate your emotions. You must honor your time. You must guard your energy. You must protect your vision. You must stay focused. Purpose is not fulfilled by talented people. It is fulfilled by disciplined people. The more you grow, the more you evolve, the more your reality begins to shift. You start attracting opportunities that match your new level. You start meeting people who align with your destiny. You start seeing possibilities you once overlooked. You start feeling clarity in places where you once felt confusion. You start making decisions that resonate with your future, not your past. You start walking with authority because you understand your identity. Life begins to rise to match the standard of the person you are becoming. Greatness is not a moment, it is a lifestyle. It is not an act, it is a mindset. It is not a performance, it is a posture. Greatness is choosing daily to honor the purpose within you. Even on the days you feel tired, even on the days you feel inadequate, even on the days you feel uncertain. Purpose is not about how you feel, it is about who you are. Your identity is greater than your emotions. Your assignment is greater than your fear. Your calling is greater than your circumstance. You are becoming someone the world needs. You are evolving into someone with influence, clarity, wisdom, strength, and vision. The process is not easy, but it is intentional. Every day you grow into a more refined, more resilient, more purposeful version of yourself. You are stepping into the identity you were born with, not the identity you inherited from pain, fear, or expectations. You are unlocking the person you were born to become. When a person finally begins to recognize that the seed of greatness placed within them is not just an idea, but a divine assignment, something internal begins to shift. It is not a loud explosion. It is often a quiet awakening. The kind where a person suddenly realizes that everything they have been through had a purpose. Every disappointment, every rejection, every moment they thought they were forgotten was actually preparing them for the responsibility of their calling. This realization brings both comfort and weight, because purpose is never casual. Purpose carries obligation, discipline, and devotion. And the moment a person accepts their calling, they also accept that their life is no longer governed by emotions or circumstances, but by intention. That is where true transformation begins. There comes a time when a person must confront the truth that destiny does not arrive in comfort zones. Many people pray for change, but resist the breaking required to receive it. They want to rise, but don't want to release what keeps them grounded. But purpose demands separation. It separates you from people who drain your vision, from environments that limit your imagination, and from habits that dilute your potential. But this separation is not abandonment, it is elevation. Every eagle must leave the comfort of its nest to discover its wings. And in the same way, every individual must step out of familiarity to discover their real capacity. When you honor the call inside you, life will begin to open doors you never knew existed. You must understand that the battles you face are not signs that you are off course. Often they are confirmations that you are moving in the right direction. Pressure is proof of potential. A seed placed in the soil experiences darkness, weight, and pressure, but that pressure is the very force that pushes it upward. Without the soil pressing from every side, the seed would remain dormant. In the same way, your challenges are not meant to bury you, but to activate you. What seems like resistance is building the strength necessary to carry what belongs to you. Purpose requires durability, and durability is forged through difficulty. Never curse the seasons that strengthen your spirit. But one of the greatest battles a person faces on the journey of purpose is the battle with their own self-image. You cannot rise above the picture you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as limited, unworthy, or incapable, then purpose becomes a prison rather than a calling. This is why Dr. Miles Monroe emphasized the power of identity, because until you know who you are, you can never understand what you are capable of. Too many people live their lives based on opinions others gave them. They carry labels placed on them during childhood, in school, or in moments of weakness. But purpose does not consult your past when preparing your future. You must refuse the names people gave you and embrace the identity God gave you. There is a moment in every destiny when a person must walk away from the fear of failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the pathway to it. Every great person stumbled before they succeeded. What makes them great is not their talent, but their resilience. They refuse to quit. They refuse to stay down. They refuse to believe that a moment of weakness defined their entire journey, and so must you. You must understand that failure is information. It reveals what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what needs to be refined. But it never disqualifies you. The only thing that disqualifies a person is quitting. Purpose always rewards perseverance. There is also a season when the people around you will not understand your passion. They may misunderstand your silence, your focus, or your hunger. They may interpret your discipline as arrogance, your separation as distance, or your vision as unrealistic. But you must remember they were not given your assignment. People fear what they cannot comprehend, and they resist what challenges their own comfort. Let them talk. Let them question. Let them misunderstand. Your responsibility is not to convince them. Your responsibility is to continue. Because eventually, the fruit of your obedience will speak louder than the voices of their doubt. But even as you push forward, you must guard your environment carefully. Purpose is sensitive. It cannot grow in toxic soil. Sometimes the greatest threat to a person's future is not external, it is the circle they keep. People who drain your energy limit your growth, or discourage your ambitions slowly suffocate your purpose. You must learn to protect your assignment by protecting your atmosphere. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and remind you of what you carry inside. You need individuals who speak life, not limitations. People who see your potential, not your problems. People who push you forward, not pull you backward. When your environment aligns with your destiny, progress becomes natural. Yet even with the right environment, the journey requires patience. Destiny is developed, not delivered. Nothing great grows overnight. Trees take years before they bear fruit. Stars are formed in hidden places. Diamonds are shaped in pressure and darkness. Purpose is no different. You cannot rush what is meant to mature. Many people sabotage their future because they want quick results. But anything that comes too fast usually isn't built to last. Take your time. Grow your character, strengthen your discipline, refine your mindset, learn the skills. Let life prepare you. When the right moment arrives, what belongs to you will not pass you by. Another reality you must embrace is that opportunities often come disguised as responsibilities. Most people want the platform but not the preparation. They want influence but avoid accountability. But true purpose is service through consistency, humility, and excellence. When you remain faithful in small things, life begins to entrust you with bigger things. Every great door is connected to the stewardship of what you currently have. Your job, your relationships, your daily habits, they are all training ground for your next level. Treat everything with honor. Excellence is never wasted. It always finds its reward. But even as you grow, you must not lose the innocence of your faith. Destiny demands belief in God, belief in the vision He placed within you, and belief in the future He designed for you. Doubt is the enemy of greatness. It whispers lies that make you question your worth. It magnifies your weaknesses and minimizes your potential. But faith speaks differently. Faith reminds you that you were created intentionally. Faith reminds you that nothing in your life happened by accident. Faith reminds you that if you were given a purpose, you were also given the ability to fulfill it. Hold on to that belief. Protect it. Feed it daily. Because your future is powered by what you believe about yourself. As you move forward, you will begin to realize that purpose is not something you chase, it is something you become. It shapes your thinking, your habits, your perspective, and your behavior. You start to see challenges differently. You start to see people differently. You start to see yourself differently. And in that transformation, you discover a peace that cannot be shaken. This peace comes from alignment, from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you were created to do. It removes confusion, fear, and insecurity. It replaces them with confidence, clarity, and conviction. And yet, even in this peace, there will still be moments of doubt. That is normal. Every person walking in purpose encounters moments where the vision seems distant and the journey seems heavy. But in those moments, remind yourself of how far you have come. Remind yourself that you survived seasons that were meant to break you. Remind yourself that you are still standing because purpose kept you standing. You are not here by coincidence. You are here because the world needs what you carry. Your existence is evidence that a solution is required, and you are that solution. Purpose is not measured by applause, but by impact. It is not about being seen, it is about being significant. It is not about being popular, it is about being purposeful. You must live each day with the intention of becoming the highest version of yourself. Wake up with gratitude, move with discipline, think with clarity, speak with integrity, act with conviction, and live with the awareness that your life is not an accident, it is an assignment. When you finally embrace this truth, you unlock a strength that cannot be shaken, a passion that cannot be extinguished, and a future that cannot be denied. And that is the moment when you truly begin to live.